Hello students, good morning to all of you. Students, in today's lecture we are going to learn about the centripetal force. Now, first we take some important terms related to the centripetal acceleration. Suppose a particle of mass m moving in a circular path with a constant speed v. Okay, let the radius of the circular path is small r and the center of the circular path is O. As we discussed in the previous class, if we draw the tangent to the point of the circle at where the radius touches, it gives the direction of velocity. Okay. Suppose at any instant t, the particle is at point P and after a certain time passes, the particle reached at point Q, and when we draw the tangent to the point Q, we get the direction of the velocity again. When we join center with point Q, we find that the particle subtend or swept an angle theta which passes the time, let's say del t. The time taken by the particle from moving P to Q is del t. Okay, now if the linear velocity is v, then change in velocity from moving P to Q is del v. Okay, now we have two triangles here. One is this and another. When we draw the continue the perpendicular here, we get the another triangle P Q. Let's say this is R. Okay, now just use this triangle here. With point P, this is point R and this one is another point Q. Just see here, when we draw the tangent to the point P, then it is perpendicular to the point P. So this angle is equal to 90 degree, and similarly when we draw the tangent to point P, we get this is again 90 degree. Okay, now this is 90. Now we can say that with the help of this figure that initial velocity, when we draw the tangent from P and extend it to the direction R, we get this is the initial value of velocity. Okay, and when we draw the tangent to point Q, we get the another value of velocity, that is v. Okay, and it observed that it makes the angle between v1 and v2 theta. Let the difference between the velocity is del. Okay, now according to the triangle rule, if we use direction from P to Q and we have the another direction from Q to S, this is v2, then the third side is always taken in the opposite order. So if we take it P to R, R to P, then the resultant is given by the third side of the triangle. Now by using this triangle, in triangle PRQ by triangle, okay, this we get vector PR plus vector QR equal to the resultant vector OQ. Okay, now putting this value, we get V1 del V and then V2. Now calculate from here difference, that is del V is equal to V2 minus V1. Okay, this is the change in velocity after a certain or small time del t. Okay, now from here, as considered, first two things are remembered here. First, the magnitude of velocity v1 is equal to magnitude of velocity v2. Let's say this is equal to v, because for the circular uniform motion, this velocity v1 and v2 is constant, which means speed is constant at the time of its motion, and it is equal to the magnitude v. Okay, so and here another thing is v1 is parallel to v2. Understood or not? Why it is parallel? Because when we discuss in the triangle PRQ, the two angles are 90. That means Q and R is coincident, or you can say the two velocity vectors which we drawn from here by drawing tangent to the touch point. Then we get this is equal to, or these two are parallel to each other. Now this is first by taking this as radius, as hypotenuse, and this is any one of this v1 or v2 as perpendicular. Okay, we can calculate this value of theta. What we get? This theta is equal to del v upon magnitude of v. Just write in this one. Okay, let's see, this is actually what? Tan theta, and we are taken this theta as small as small. Okay, so this is taken as theta. Now see here, according to definition of angular displacement, what we have? Angular velocity. Definition of angular velocity. This we have, this change in angular velocity d omega is equal to rate of change of angular displacement. That means d theta upon dt. Okay, now use this here. So omega dt is equal to d theta, and we have the change in angular displacement is equal to del v over dt. So we can use here omega dt is equal to del v upon v. Now this we multiply here and del t in the denominator of the del v. We get omega v is equal to del v over del t. This is what? This is rate of change of linear velocity. So this omega v is equal to linear acceleration. This linear acceleration is called centripetal acceleration. Now put the value of omega. As you know that this omega or linear velocity is equal to r omega. Okay, then you will easily calculate the value of this omega, that v upon r is equal to omega. Okay, now use here. So centripetal acceleration is equal to v upon r into v. This is equal to v square upon r. This is the expression for the centripetal acceleration. Okay, and it is observed that, as we discussed in the previous class, when a particle is moving in the circular path, then the tangent drawn to the point is always 90. If we discuss at the different points, we get this is every time is 90. Okay, that means the acceleration acting when the body is moving in the circular path is always acted inward or focusing towards the center and always 90 degree to the tangent drawn on the circle. Okay, which means the acceleration acting on a body when the body is moving in the circular path is normal to the tangent drawn on the circle at the point on which we discuss about the motion. Okay, so just first write centripetal acceleration. Right. An acceleration which acting on the particle, an acceleration which acting on a particle when it is doing uniform circular motion, when it is doing uniform circular motion, is called centripetal acceleration. Full stop. Next time. It is always directed towards center. It is always directed towards center. Okay. Now start its derivation. Easy है derivation? No doubt. You have to consider these two times. Okay.